got mail.
Hello and welcome to Go Touch Grass. If you hear that extra pep in my voice, it's because I am calling in live from the Viva Dominicus Resort by Wyndham in Dominican Republic. I'm having a great time, much needed R&R, but oh boy, French people are never beating the annoying allegations. They love to stare and it is weird. Anyway, this episode, we're so excited to bring you. It was our Patreon episode at the $10 level, and it's about a woman who, charges a lot for hair and all the discourse. And you'll see, it's a wild ride. But before that, I want to let you guys know to email us at gotouchgrasspod@gmail.com for our mailbag episode that we're recording. And you can also DM us anywhere. Any questions that you have for us, we're going to answer in one special episode over the holidays. It could be a personal question like, am I a grass hole? Or it could be like, if there's something you want us to look into or you want to hear whatever, please send it to us. Also, we have a turkey trot Patreon that's out. That is a fascinating thing. One family pranked this girl and said that they're a turkey trot family. And she woke up early and got ready for a 5K. And then they said, just kidding. And they posted it on the internet thinking it was ha ha he ha. And it is not. Anyway, enjoy the show. Enjoy the episode. Have lots of fun. Live, laugh, love. And if you listen to the $10 Patreon, stick around because we have a dramatic little update at the end. Hello. And welcome to
Go Touch Grass.
We were just talking about the measles outbreak at the Tate McRae concert. And I just feel like, wow, that is so on topic for today's subject.
There's so much about it that is special. And we were saying, as Millie and I identify as being in the Kia Asylum, watch this space. Maybe one day there will be a Go Touch Grass super spreader. And that's when we'll know that we've really broken out.
I feel like Go Touch Grass super spreader event, I don't know if the majority, I would say like it would be something cool like monkeypox or like something
cool and queer, like
cool and queer. But I'm like, I don't know if like how queer our fan base is. I'm like, what's a disease that millennial women? I'm like, maybe we could cause mass hysteria at a Go Touch Grass live. Well, again, mass hysteria, it's not even gendered. That's what, again, I told you that theory that like people think that cops that interact with fentanyl are actually like
experiencing mass hysteria. Yeah, they like freak themselves out.
Yeah.
I know.
So I feel like we can get that at ours. Definitely.
Yeah, I feel like maybe the most millennial woman illness
Depression?
is maybe HPV, just because of the Girls HPV. Pilot most adventurous women do. I think that really affected the culture.
Yeah, but
there's a vaccine for that now, and there's a lot that would have to be going on at our concert for HPV to spread in that way. Like, I don't know if that's what we're like gonna cultivate with our live event. We're planning some really fun live events, but I don't know if it's like HPV spreader situation.
Sad.
I don't know if we'll be vulva out.
No, we're not going to be. I might be, but
yeah.
I was wearing a really short dress at my brother's baby shower. And like, I was just wearing these really tight Spanx. And my like niece, my 17, 18-year-old niece, Punky, love her. She's so cool. It's so funny seeing my nieces because we follow each other on TikTok, and what my one niece, she's like divergent and super 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 woke. So like the wokest thing that I've ever seen, or like this crazy take, I'll see that my niece has reposted it, and then recently my other niece, like I had a whole fight because I'm on the family like Peacock account. I like run it, or I run like the family like everything. And then obviously, like every fucking time that I'm like, all right, I got $50 to last me until next Tuesday. boom, Netflix comes out.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, family, if you've enjoyed any of these fucking services that's on my name, send me $20 because I could really use it.
Yeah.
And my brother's like, I don't use any of your shit. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't use any of your accounts. Meanwhile, his daughter's sharing fucking Love Island memes on TikTok. She's reposting all the Love Island memes.
Yeah, where do you think she's seeing that?
She's reposting.
Where do you think?
Oh, she's sending me Summer I Turned Pretty fan cams. Bitch, that's my Amazon. Okay? I don't know. She don't got the Amazon. But I'm still saying, like, I didn't want to call my niece out, but, like, bro, back the fuck up.
Yeah, listen, what I'm saying is my streaming services are being used in your home.
In everyone's home, okay? Everyone's got a culprit. Because I'm running the Spotify family too, bitch. And,
I'm in charge of the Netflix at my home.
And the Netflix is crazy. And Netflix is always trying to upcharge, and it's crazy. And are you vacationing this week? Because everyone wants to put it on the main house. It's a mess. Well, Alise, we did it.
We did it.
We did it. We bantered at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And now we can get into Hair by Chrissy.
A requested topic.
A requested topic. And also, I just have to say, like, look, we are comedians. This is an entertainment podcast, blase squaze. We all have her random little niches. And in researching this, I found that, like, whoa, this really intersects with a lot of the niches and, like, actual, like, work experience I've had in the past, and we'll get into it. But, wow, I'm just like, you guys are getting so much value. Like, you guys are getting so much value. Anyway, okay. Who is Chrissy? Chrissy, before we get into this Hair by Chrissy drama, we got to talk about who is Chrissy. So Chrissy is a celebrity hairstylist, right? She has 1.4 million followers on Instagram, 3.4 million followers on TikTok, and 2,025,000 subscribers on YouTube. And exactly.
Okay.
So her page is a lot of before and afters of these really luscious hairstyles, but featuring like big influencers. So, people like Dixie D'Amelio, Allison Kutch, Bachelor Nation's Madison Pruitt, Ariana Bierman, who's like the star of Peacock's newest Next Gen NYC show.
Oh, that.
And like Next Gen NYC is like one of the biggest hits of the year on Peacock. It got like 5 million people to watch. Like I think the first episode got 5 million people.
Is Brooks Marks on that?
Brooks Marks is on it. It had Charlie, the guy who was in the crypto torture mansion. That was really crazy.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So one of the guys in it was one of the... So, okay, there's another podcast. If you guys want to go like deep dive and culture deep dives and all this stuff, there is a podcast called Eating for Free that I really like that's hosted by Joni and Matthew. Joni is now a creative director and like, I don't know if she's editor-in-chief of like culture for Paper Magazine. And she's just so fucking cool and knowledgeable. But she just did this photo shoot with Angie K from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, where it's Angie K and it's like a photo shoot of Angie K, like, and the theme and the concept is a 90s hair book, like that you have in a salon of all the different haircuts. It's so cool. Joni's trans and she's just like incredible, right? So in her podcast, Eating for Free, she does like a 2 or 3 episode breakdown of the entire crypto torture mansion story. And it's really crazy, but basically like, because it's interesting because crypto is all electronic and all that shit. Like people do it to like have something safe of currency and have capital safe of currency. But what's happening is like, there's a lot more violent crimes to like beat the shit out of people and like steal their crypto passwords or something. But the guy that they were torturing in that crypto mansion, they were torturing this guy. It was like he was getting hazed. It's crazy. Anyway, whatever. Look. Next Gen NYC. Put a pin in Next Gen NYC.
Okay.
put a pin, whatever. But Ariana Bierman, the star of Next Gen NYC, posted her hair transformation before BravoCon. So like BravoCon was last weekend, and it's just like a big deal. Like this,
Yeah.
she's working on like, but you already kind of get like the niche, right? It's like Bachelor people, Dixie D'Amelio, Ariana Bierman,
Yeah.
like all those people, and she's doing
It's
like
very, very hooey.
very hooey from Who's Weekly, exactly.
Yeah.
So, Chrissy owns Habit Salon, and Chrissy's been doing hair for, she says, like 27 years or close to 30 years. I would say Chrissy's looking like she might be 50. But
Okay.
like somebody who's really not, who's really fighting 50. You know what I'm trying to say? Like doesn't want to be, but like is.
Yeah.
So she owns Habit Salon, and so Habit Salon has 300,000 followers on Instagram itself. So I'm trying, like, Chrissy's page, there's Chrissy's page, and then there's Habit Salon. Habit Salon is the salon she owns. There's 3 locations right now, working on 4. The two locations are in Gilbert, Arizona, and the
Okay.
other one is Costa Mesa, California, which is Orange County, California.
I
And
was about
another,
to say it's giving Republican.
exactly,
It's giving
Republican.
Republican areas.
Exactly. But they're opening one in LA, which is like, oop, bloop. So I think Chrissy's page, in terms of like social media strategy, what I perceived is that Chrissy's personal page highlights all the celebrities and influencers that she does. And then, the Habit Salon social media is just like general before and afters. So I'm going to share with you, just so you can see kind of the vibe. I'm going to share with you a picture, and I want you to tell the listeners what you're seeing. And it's,
Okay. It is an image of 2 women. I guess
it's
this is
not,
the before and after.
yeah, it's important.
Okay, 'cause sorry, I couldn't tell the, like, divide between the 2 of them. I'm gonna zoom in on this. Okay, so we're seeing the before on one side. It's a gal with, like, moderate length hair, like, a couple inches below the shoulder. It's wavy. It's like, I feel like mousy brown always sounds
Yeah.
so mean, but, like, it's like mousy brown
Yeah.
hair. And then in the after, she has voluminous red, honestly very similar to the color that I have right
Yeah.
now. Voluminous red. Clearly we've added some extensions. We've added
22
some
inch
volume.
clips.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm seeing that now. Okay, we've got in the caption, she's got 22-inch clip-ins in pumpkin spice. So I guess my hair is pumpkin spice right now.
Wow.
Good to know. Yeah, so it's just like basically going from like, I mean, not ugly or bad hair, but just like meh, regular hair to 22-inch pumpkin spice extensions, very voluminous, very curled, sexy influencer girly hair.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of the vibe. So a little bit more about her salon pricing. What's the pricing, right? So again, like this is a certain niche for me because my family business is hair. My mom, my brother, my aunts, they do hair. My dad used to work in hair products, but also I used to do marketing for a weave company. So I know a lot about weave, clip-ins, extensions, all this stuff. So I think hair is one of those things where if you don't get it, and especially because it's something that women do and women like and all this stuff, like it's something of like, that's a waste of money, or this is bullshit, or you guys, whatever. It's interesting, right? Because theoretically you can go to hair school and finish in like a year at like any kind of vocational school. You can go and get your license in like a year or 2 years. You need certain hours, but it's not like, people view it as like a kind of, I mean, it is it can be working class, but it's not really like seen as a prestigious job. And I really liked what Chrissy said, in like an interview, was just like, I would not say this is easy, but it's well worth it. I've been told, I love the analogy, hairdressing is a 4-year degree, meaning you are in school for 2 years. 3rd year, you are assisting and working long hours, but learning a lot. And then your 4th year, often stylists get on the floor. but it's still a year of learning. Then it's truly starting that 5th year after your 4-year degree where you feel comfortable and start to build a clientele. In my case, I assisted for 3 years, but that was more common 20 years ago. So,
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I've been with the gal who does my hair, Hair by Susie. Love my girl Susie. I've been with her since she was an assistant, like, because I was fucking broke. So I
yeah,
booked the like
cheapest
cheaper
version.
thing with like, well, you can have the assistant, and then she did a great job, and then I just kept booking with her, and I watched her go from you know assistant to like full hairstylist to like she was working at the salon to now she has her own storefront and her own space and like is on her own, and it's been like honestly fascinating to like watch her journey into, needing to be at a salon, moving salons. And then now it's literally like she has her own space.
And also, like, the skill level probably that you interacted with when she was, I mean, she was good, but like maybe now she
Oh,
can
yeah.
go
No, I mean,
quicker.
she's doing like, she's obviously, I've always thought she was very talented, obviously, because I stuck with her, but like, she clearly has built up a lot of different skills. And I've even seen that with her, like, because I follow her obviously, and I've watched her go to like conventions and
Mhm.
she's always like learning new things and
Continuing
new
education.
techniques and like getting new products. And like sometimes I'll come in and she'll be like, hey, I learned how to do this new thing. Like, do you want me to try this on you? Or like, are you interested in this new thing? And I feel like I've always said, like, yeah, do it.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, like she'll literally travel around the world to like learn new techniques and learn new things. Like there's a lot to it.
And I think that this is some like kind of nuance that I want to present and offer is like, I think that people think like it's just such a difference in quality when you work with someone who's like educated, knows the latest techniques, knows the newest products, knows all of that versus like, and I hate to like throw shade at Supercuts, but that's like a chain where like you can get like a generic thing and it's not like really a specialty. You usually would get like a trim or something. They're not really doing complicated color. And yeah, personally for me, like I always grew up, my mom does hair, but also like it is her passion and it's her creation. And like she's always going to hair shows, hair conventions, because that's where they learn the latest trends and how to do it without damaging your client's hair and like all the latest POS systems and all this stuff. So it is something like around this. So, okay. So yeah, that's kind of like even the background thing or whatever. And I just want to, so Habit Salon is pretty kind of maybe standard to a little pricey with their colors. Like, so their colors I'm seeing it's between 300 and 550 depending on the level of experience the stylist has, which is like, it's not the cheapest, but it's not something
It's
like,
not crazy.
it's not crazy.
I feel
And
like usually what I've for my if I'm doing the full highlights, full color, I'm paying like 300.
exactly. I'm gonna get my hair done tomorrow, thank God. And even like that, like coming from, I never had to pay to get my hair done, but I wanted something more specialized. I wanted someone who's gonna like treat my curls well and shape my hair and do all that. And it is a specialized service. And I'm gonna get my hair cut and colored and maybe get some highlights, and it'll be about $400. But and that sticker shock used to be like, whoa, but I'm like, okay, I'm not going. Whereas like my mom and my brother, they don't charge that much. They charge like 50, 60, maybe like not really that much, but
Mhm.
their clients are seeing them once a week, twice a month.
Yeah.
They're seeing them more often, but still, I mean, still I kind of like give my brother, it's interesting because I give my brother and my mom a hard time. Like they are kind of by the seat of their pants. They don't want to raise their prices on their customers and their clientele, but also like they're always struggling. They're always like it's hard to like vacation with them. It's hard to this like, and it's just like yeah, if they want to have more stability, that's happened just so many times. It's unfortunate. Like my brother doesn't want to charge. He doesn't want to raise his prices. But then like a week before a big family trip or vacation, he's like, fuck, like it's rained all this week. And like, I have no money. Like just flying by the seat of his pants. But then on the flip side, it's like, I'm like, you can charge a little bit more and do appointments. But he's like, I don't want to, like, I feel bad for my clients and stuff. So it is something that well, anyway, so I feel like the color and cuts at these at Habit Salon are pretty standard. I think when it starts getting pricey is when we talk about extensions. It is definitely something where it's like there's very low end extensions and there's very high end extensions, and like you kind of get what you pay for, right? And there are clip-ins, there are tape-ins, there are glue-ins, which are like ways that you can include the hair. Obviously, like the cheaper the install is, the shorter it lasts sometimes.
Yeah.
Depending. And also depending on like the skill set too, because like Black women and Black salons have a different way to install, right? They like, you see it kind of in Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. So there's something called K-tips, which is when you start to see a lot of like non-Black people use this technique to install their extensions. What they do is they get like the root of the hair. They get to root and they basically take like a little strip of hair, like a few strands, and they put like this kind of metal like band, and they literally get pliers and squeeze it. Like squeeze it shut to like close to the root so that you have this long full hair. It looks natural. It's like strand by strand. It's kind of the same thing as like lashes, where you can get strip lashes or you can get individual lashes like glued to your lashes for lash extensions. Like obviously strip lashes, they are cheaper and all this stuff. Or depending on the lash quality, like the cheaper it is, the faker it looks versus the more expensive, the whatever. And then especially lash extensions, like when I get my lash extensions, I have this guy who's literally going lash by lash and gluing like lashes to make my lashes whatever. And that's kind of K-tips. It's like more natural. It looks more natural, whatever. It's really good for, again, like mostly white women or like like people with more straight hair textures or wavy hair textures, because it gets to the root and it gets to add, but you can still put it up in the ponytail and all that stuff. And then also the hair quality, right? So if you use something that's like a blend or synthetic, like those are cheaper. You can get a bundle for cheaper, but you can't color it. You can't heat it up, like, versus like human hair. It's the most premium. And that kind of like is a market similar to like lobster or pork, where it's like it fluctuates based on demand and all this stuff. And just from what I know in the hair industry in general, right now the hair industry is like really bottlenecked with like the production and stuff. Are a lot of like it's a lot in Asia, and you have to like kind of do business, and they're trying to protect their market by like doing like non-competitive pricing and all that stuff. So I'm just going to say, like, already period point blank, like if you like human hair, that's the most expensive, which most of these women do, because you want to be able to use this hair like your hair. You want to wash it, you want to dye it, you want to cut it, you want to use a curling iron. Like you need really high quality hair. Now, if you're doing something for one night or whatever, like you don't need a good, or you want to keep a wig in or something. Anyway, this is getting into the nuances.
Yeah.
So from their website, from Habit Salon website, they said, enhance your beauty effortlessly with our signature Habit Salon hand-tied hair extensions. Enjoy a seamless blend for a natural volume and length, providing a touch of sophistication for your style with over 25 extension colors to choose from. So they also have their own hair. They say pricing starts at $1,500 and may increase based on your desired outcome. Your stylist will discuss your goals and provide a customized quote during your consultation, either before or at the time of your appointment. To confirm your appointment, a non-refundable deposit, whatever, there's like a 30-second video of how they install these K-tips this isn't even Chrissy. This is someone at her salon is just talking about, and it's like 30 seconds, but just so you can kind of see kind of the level of skill that's needed.
Yeah. Right now, we're going to do the application process of the beads on Jessica's hair. A lot of clients we'll ask if they're able to wear their hair up in a full ponytail, pulled back, or a top knot. And the way that we are sectioning her hair is in a U-shape pattern so that it falls naturally with the hair and that she will be able to wear it up and back. We also will apply the beads high on her head. We always center them with her part so that it gives her fullness in the front. And that's another question that clients will ask, is if they are going to be able to be seen and if they're going to be able to wear them up. And the answer is yes, you can. So we will start now by applying the beads. There's no glue involved or any type of adhesive. It's strictly beads and string. So let's get started.
Damn.
So it's beads. I mean, so they're using the K-tips and tracks too, and sewing it into that. So like,
yeah, I was like, that must take a long fucking time.
Okay, so typically, in general, K-tips installation can go between 500 and 2,000 because if you want like your whole head to be K-tips, then it is very time consuming. It lasts for 8 to 10 weeks, but honestly, it starts getting like, a lot in like 6 weeks. Like you can, like depending, and then most places will charge you to like move up the beads to your hair root. But I don't think it costs 500 to 2,000 every time you want it move up. Like that's a cheaper charge, but it is like money. Anyway, okay. And also it's not only time consuming, but it does take a certain amount of skill to know how to part it. Also, like usually at these extension places, they're not just putting in extensions, they're blending it with your hair and matching it and doing a bunch of other shit. Okay. Boom. So that's the background. That's the context. So on November 11th, a creator, not famous 08, posted this TikTok and it's titled Honest Review Hair by Chrissy Habit Salon, review by someone who's not famous.
Okay.
Exactly. So review
Can people who review our podcast start signing review by a person who's not famous?
I'm like, have we ever had someone who is famous review our podcast?
But I will say, I checked today. This is a side note. We got a nice review, a 5-star. Both names spelled correct.
Incredible.
The revolution begins now.
There we fucking go, dog. All right. Let's watch the video that started all the drama, Alise.
Get your hair done. It's a little bit overwhelming because everyone's kind of grabbing your hair everywhere. There's like 10 people around you, and Chrissy's nowhere to be found. I don't know. Obviously, she has a lot of followers, and a lot of people are coming to get their hair done by her. But it was a little bit disappointing to like pay the price that I did for the service. I think she might have touched my hair for 60 seconds. I'm being so genuinely honest with you. And here's the receipt.
Okay, Alise, talk to me about the receipt. Can you read out?
The first line, Chrissy service, $2,974. Second line, coconut cream, 22 inches. So I guess that's one of the extension, probably the extension color.
It's probably 5 packs of extensions and 22 inches.
Okay, $570. Whipped cream, 22 inches, 4 packs of this. So I just imagine that's like a different color. $456. 7 seconds detangler, $40.50. Milburn Repair Restorative Shampoo, $32. Milburn Repair Restorative Treatment, $44. Amy Amo Repair Serum, $36. The subtotal is $4,152.50. Tax is $14.11. Tip is $50, which is not...
I mean, but like, I'm not going to,
But I'm also, I'm not going to tip 20% on $4,000. Yeah, on $4,000. So whatever, I'll give her a pass there. Anyway, the total is $4,216.61.
Let's keep watching.
So that is just the price of Chrissy touching your hair. And when I tell you she touched my hair for 60 seconds, I'm restating this because I don't think it's talked about enough. When you're not famous and you go to Chrissy, she doesn't actually spend time on your hair. You'll walk in, she touches your hair, asks you what you want, then she tells everyone what to do on your hair. But the problem is when you have 10 people pulling your hair every way and like dyeing your hair, they're all kind of on different pages. So I'm going to show you my inspo pic.
Okay.
Definitely don't think it met my like expectations. I didn't really notice a difference in the color from before. Like my roots are pretty still dark. I did ask for a shadow root like the photo, but I don't know. It just didn't meet my expectations how I was expecting it to with the price that I paid. But again, you're never 100% going to be happy and it's never going to 100% be perfect. So it's how you really lay it out in the situation, I guess. I feel like I'm just more upset about the fact that like, I was like, oh, I'm going to go get my hair done by Chrissy. And it wasn't even Chrissy who did my hair. Like she spent less than 60 seconds on my hair. Overwhelming. And when I tell you there's so many famous people in there, like there was like 3 girls like filming like a TikTok and then there was other people getting the makeup done. Like when I was trying to leave, there was literally like a girl like filming a TikTok in front of the door and I couldn't even get out for like 2 minutes because she was just filming a TikTok. So I feel like it was very just like TikTok land and like very like, I don't know. It's so cute. I think it's so cute. But it definitely wasn't my cup of tea because I just felt overwhelmed and there was a lot going on and there was 20 people grabbing my hair. Like they curled my hair in like a minute because everyone had a curler. Like 10 girls around me having a curler, just like pulling your hair. Overall, I really love my hair and I just wanted to be honest with you guys because I've never seen someone do a video like this. It's definitely a very like hot topic right now about like hair by Chrissy. I've been seeing it all over my page. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my honest opinion, and bye, guys.
I'm working through a lot of thought.
Talk to us.
Okay. So my first thought is that her hair looks exactly like the picture that she
Oh, interesting.
I feel like the color is exactly what she wanted.
No, I kind of see. Okay.
Can I look again? Because I feel like she wanted like a really, really blondie blonde, and it looks really blondie blonde to me.
So I think her major criticism is the root. I think her criticism. Okay, so this is the hair inspo pic. So
Right.
look at the root. The root is more like a wheat, like lighter beige. And then when
Yeah.
she's talking, like her hair, the root is a little darker. Is a lot darker
Okay, yeah, I would say the root is definitely darker
than the Pinterest.
the pic. Yeah, no, you're right. The root is darker. Okay, here's my question. So she had her hair dyed as well as the extensions installed, or did she just have it dyed? Or did she not have?
I don't think I don't know if she. Let me see.
Because if it was just the extensions, I guess my question is like, how would the root become lighter if we're not dyeing?
Yeah, I just feel like she let me see, hold on. I was just wondering if she did like a story time response, but I don't know. I don't see a color.
Because when we did the line item, it seemed like it was all just installing of extensions.
I feel like they did do a color on her, honestly. She does. Yeah. Oh my God. But the comments are like, I paid less for my C-section.
Okay, so, and then I guess and then I'm kind of torn on some of the rest of it, right? Because number one, I'm like, well, I guess it's bringing me back to like what we were talking about this week on the free feed, where I'm like, I don't think this is a particularly nasty review. Like, I don't think that she's like coming at Hair by Chrissy. I also am like, I've definitely seen salons where it's like, it's a premium price to work with the actual owner. Like if you're going to a salon that's like, quote unquote, this like fancy person salon, a lot of the times you're not going to be like actually getting your hair done by that person. You're getting your hair done by like apprentices of that person or like people that have been trained in that person's methodology. And like, you know, they're a lot of different like fucking kitchens work that way where it's like the head chef isn't personally making every single thing all the time. It's like, you know, there's different people handling different like aspects of the service. So I get, yeah, I'm like, I'm kind of torn on all of it. I mean, I think I don't have $4,000 to spend on my hair. That's,
no,
like
but
I can't be doing that. But okay, I don't really get the feeling of like that she's like too many people were attending to my hair. I'm like, well, this is a celebrity hair salon, and then she's like, oh, it's a TikTok shop. I'm like, well, yeah, that's why you're there too, mama, because everybody's making TikToks in there. Like that is kind of what you're doing. But at the same time, I do feel like if your hair isn't going to be done by, like, I feel like there should be tiered pricing if your hair isn't actually going to be done by Chrissy. Like, there should be like a Chrissy price, like you're actually getting Chrissy.
Yeah.
And then like different prices for like, no, you're going to get like her superstar apprentices or like you're going to get a person in training. Like, I feel like I've seen that often at salons. So that's what kind of, yeah, I feel torn about like the details. I feel like I need to know more to know how I feel.
Okay, so to answer one of your things, right? You said there should be tiered things. There is.
Okay.
So this is what happens when you go in, and this is an appointment for extensions. You do individual appointment, and it says consultations, extensions, hair coloring, hairstyling. Consultations are $0.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure like the consultation is free. And then it says hair extensions. And then I guess the senior hairstylist is $2,600. Then it goes to $25,000 and the cheapest is $2,000, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it is tiered between $2,000 and $2,600. And this girl paid $2,900. So I think that is with the assumption that if she's paying $2,900, like, which is more expensive than any of these like other prices, it is with that assumption that Chrissy will be actually doing it.
Okay. Okay. That's a point in OP's favor. If she paid the highest price, yeah, you would assume that it's going to be actually Chrissy.
Also, another thing which I feel, okay, so she thinks it's going to be actually done by Chrissy. I think that this is, again, not a scathing review, but it is like a good thing to see of like, I guess like the TikToks don't show, it's super crowded, 20 people working on you. It shows Chrissy is giving the person personalized attention, giving the consultation, doing it herself and all of that.
Yeah.
So I can see, and also like this girl's really young. Like I haven't even heard of
she's
this.
so young.
She's so young, and it looks
you
like
can see it in like her face and her voice and stuff. I'm like, well, this is a baby with $4,000 to spend on
spend an extension. But I'm just like, she's a baby. She saw it on TikTok, but she probably thought it was gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna pay all this money, but then it's just gonna be me and Chrissy in the salon. Which honestly, for $4,000 is not that, or I think she was thinking she was gonna pay $29,000. Another thing too, and I wonder if like we're gonna watch like a response and stuff, but in like a Q&A, every product that they use on their hair, they bag it up and charge you for it. So like that detangler, that shampoo, they used it on her hair and then they bagged it and charged, like she paid for, and like they gave her a bag and she's like, I thought it was going to be fucking free. Like
you get it. They give you the whole bottle.
Yeah, but you pay for it.
Yeah. Huh. I don't know that I would want all that. Like, I'm like, if I like went to my girl, Hair by Susie.
Yeah.
And she was like, hey, here's all the products we used and I charged you. I would be like, what?
And again, from that thing, like that added on another $200 because each one of those products were like $50-$40. So I guess like her criticism was like, because she does say like, I really like my hair, whatever. The root is not exactly how I wanted it, which is like, yeah, for $4,000, I better get exactly what I want, which is what the conversation online was. And then also, you're not getting done by Chrissy. You're getting done by 15 people. And also, I think another thing too was just like, maybe for TikTokers, I know other places like they charge more if you're in their content. Some people like being in the content. But for the average person, like filming pictures, all of that is just a lot. It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I can understand, like, you thought you're going to be whatever and you're getting 10 people to do your hair, or like doing your hair at the same time and like kind of rushing you out of there,
Yeah.
which again is like the only time I've had multiple people working on is like if I'm in a super rush, but also like, you know, you're not I guess also too, like you're paying $2,900 or $4,000. It ends up being $4,000 with everything. But like you're paying $2,900, like you're expecting individualized attention, you know, not 10 people doing the same shit. Of course, it's like super time consuming and whatever, but yeah, like that's kind of what you're paying for. So to pay for like a bunch of assistants to do their hair for that premium price, like I can kind of,
you know what, I'm moving in favor of OP. I'm moving in favor of the OP.
Yeah, which again happens. Sometimes you get the first thing. It's hard to root for an influencer, right? Like, because influencers get such a bad rep.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's hard when someone's like complaining. Though I do feel like the tone of it is not, again, like it's not nasty in any way. But it's like when someone's talking about their like $4,000 hair service, it's tough. But then when you're breaking it down, if she paid the top tier thing, I also would think that I was getting Chrissy, individualized Chrissy service, not just like a drive-by of Chrissy and then actually it's like 10 other gals who are doing the... I mean, I get if it was like Chrissy comes in, she does a consultation with you, she chats with you, she's constantly checking in, but maybe some of her assistants are helping with the actual installing of the hair because it's such a huge process. Like, I get maybe there being a couple other people involved in the actual, like, sewing in of the hair extensions, but I would want Chrissy to be, like, very clearly leading that entire process, getting it started, actually applying all the products that are being used in this scenario, all of that different stuff.
Well, so many people had a lot to say.
Okay.
Somebody said you could have gone to Italy for a month for $4,000. The thought of spending $4,000 on a hair service, ... if you paid $4,000, you should have been 110% satisfied. Like, I think people are just really stuck on like the $4,000 of it all, which even like is, you know, compared to what, even though K-tips is an expensive thing, it's kind of double what the most expensive thing is. Like, somebody said, hair by Chrissy seems only to be able to do one style. As a hairstylist, baby, you're robbed. Finally, someone's telling their experience. $40 for the detangler is insane. That whole bottle is $42. I use it at home. And they
charging for the products is crazy. That is like very, very odd to me. That, I mean, I guess it's nice that you get the products, but it's like, let me decide if I want to buy the products, you know?
Yeah. People were like, hair by Crispy. That's like another kind of moniker that Hair by Chrissy has in this like subcircle, is people saying that it leaves your fucking hair all fucked up. Somebody said Hair by Chrissy has been running her salon like this for 10 years now and somehow still has people wanting to go there. Only thing that's changed is she keeps charging people more and more. Unless you're an influencer, you're not getting great service. Even in the influencer's video, you'll see a bunch of people working on someone's hair, never just Chrissy. She's just there to show face and make TikToks, to be honest. And this, talked about, like, a lot of people started talking about, like, yeah, girl, like, these influencers aren't paying $4,000. They're not even paying, or they're paying something really reduced. to post on it, whatever.
She's not charging the influencers $40 for the detangler and this, that, and the other thing. Like, maybe they're just paying the initial fee or something, but then they're getting a bunch of perks.
They're getting a bunch of perks. So Chrissy ends up clapping back.
Of course she does. Of course she does. Yeah. You have to clap back if you're Chrissy. This isn't book talk. They're not in reader spaces. You gotta clap back if you're Chrissy.
She's clapping back. And so she did a series of like TikTok and Instagram stories. And in one clip, Chrissy stuck out her tongue while working on extensions before walking away and letting an employee finish. And then with the caption, Chrissy doing hair. In another video, Chrissy cut a client's hair and captioned the clip, Chrissy cuts. A third clip showed Chrissy curling a piece of hair and smiling for camera, saying she curls. And then things got really messy when Chrissy actually, I just have to say, I can recap it, but I want you to see the video with the screenshots too.
Okay.
And I just have to say, right, this podcast would be nothing without mother journalists.
Yeah.
These moms that are from all over the country that screenshot and do a commentary video. Local journalism might be dead, but they've been reincarnated by moms. And also, there's an article about this in The Cut.
Yeah. We owe it all to these brave women.
To these brave women, not The Cut.
Not The Cut. No, The Cut owes some shit to us.
The Cut owns some shit to us.
I think they're listening. I think they're listening.
They are definitely listening. But the fucking University of Miami influencer shit, who broke it first, bitch? Me.
Who broke it first?
Anyway, let's go to, I think this is Recovered Mom 1. Recovered from what? There's no way to know.
There's no way to know, but God bless you on your recovery, Mom 1.
God bless you on your recovery, Mom 1. Let's go.
This may be one of the craziest instances of hair drama on TikTok that I have ever seen. So this girl, not famous, posted a video giving her honest review after getting services done by Not Chrissy, a hairstylist who has 3.5 million followers. She does a lot of famous people and influencers' hair. Not Famous goes on to explain that she paid over $4,000 for these services. She just wasn't happy with the experience. Chrissy probably touched her hair for a total of 60 seconds. And that is because apparently Chrissy has a team of assistants who do majority of the work for her. Now, Chrissy responds to her videos by posting things to her story, including changing her profile picture that says Chrissy doing hair. She also posted this image and wrote, "Tap to see hair in 4K. And as you can see in this image, a lot of assistants working on clients. She then went on to post that she would be selling merch soon, saying hair in 4K. She also posted a before and after video of Not Famous's hair. This is the before and this is the after. Also posted a screenshot from her website's terms and conditions that says, when getting your hair done by Chrissy, both her and her assistants will be working on your hair. Mind you, Not Famous wasn't really rude in her video. She said that she liked her hair. She just wasn't happy with the experience. Because if you're going to pay $4,000 for a hair service, you want the actual stylist that you came to see to be the one doing your hair.
So, what are you...
Interesting. Well, it was nice to get eyes on Chrissy.
Yeah.
Got eyes on Chrissy. I mean, to actually post the before and after of the girl, I'm like, oh, the hair in 4K thing is shady.
The hair in 4K thing is shady because I'm just like, who's buying this?
Yeah,
who's buying this shirt?
It's truly, this is a weird version of influencer stuff that you see with like Bachelor people and stuff where they release merch that's just designed to be like mean to one person. And I'm like, does this sell or are you just doing it to be like, now I'll sell a shirt based on your... Because again, it's like this girl seems like she's 20 years old. Her review is pretty mild. She just said she didn't like the experience.
And the roots are not as good as she thought. The roots are a little dark.
Yeah, the roots part of it does confuse me because I'm confused about if it wasn't a color service.
I feel like maybe there was a color service, but she might clear it up. We're going to watch.
Yeah, like that's just that exists in a different place for me, but I mean, and I guess putting up the terms of service, it's like, it's totally reasonable that Chrissy cannot attend to the entirety of every single appointment in her hair salon, because that would mean that they could take like probably like 2 appointments a day, given how long like an install of these things, whatever. But even still, there's a way for Chrissy to make it feel to her client that she's like very integral to the process. You know what I mean? Like if she's coming over constantly and being like, let's take a look at this, if she's the one who's actually doing, if she's not the one who's like installing the actual hair, but she is the one who comes over and styles it afterwards, or if there is a color, she's supervising the color. Like there are a lot of different things that she could do to make the client feel like, even if she wasn't there every single second, that she was in charge of the thing that happened. And like, clearly that's not what went down. And if the service is going to come out to $4,000 and she paid the highest tier, because when you first showed me the video, what I thought was going to happen was you were going to be like, they have all these tiers and she paid for the lowest one. And then I'd be like, well, yeah, obviously it's not Chrissy. But if she paid for the highest one, then it's like, no, it's like, then Chrissy better be in there. I want Chrissy to kiss me on the forehead.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point, which is something that a lot of hairstylists do, is that like they have assistants that do it, but like the assistants are doing the more manual labor, right? They're cleaning, they are mixing the color, maybe the stylist mixes the color, tells the formula, it gets approved, whatever. And I think definitely styling, like, okay, you're not putting in all these little K-tips, but you're styling it at the end, or you're cutting it and telling them how to style it, or whatever, you know? Not Famous 808 replies, and we're going to watch her reply. Because, of course, she replies.
Yeah. No, we're in TikTok land.
We're in TikTok
it's reply
influencer
central. Yeah, we're replying.
TikTok influencer extension talk.
We're replying.
We're replying.
Okay, I decided to make a part 3, so let's get into it. Yes, Chrissy does hair. Yes, Chrissy cuts hair. Yes, Chrissy curls hair. The problem is she does one curl and walks away. The problem is she does one cut, walks away. In the video, you can literally see it. Like, you can literally see it. So I'm going to explain step by step of what Chrissy did, because it's making me mad now. It's actually making me mad, and I never wanted to make part 3. I just want to be done with it. But listen, okay? So I walked in there. Obviously, she was like, all right, those extensions, no. And then they brought out the new extensions. She never like held them up or anything.
Also, this girl brought her own extensions from home. Like she brought extensions that she already had, and they said, no, you have to buy ours.
Oh.
And remember, right? That ended up being an extra $900, right? $500 for the 5-pack and 456. Remember, you were going through the line items? So that was another criticism she had. She was like, I had to buy these hair, like it didn't come included in the service, which a lot of other places do. And like I brought my own, and they said, no, it has to be our hair.
What they do in like all those like famous people's videos, which whatever. But then when they were coloring my hair, I think she stopped by. She did something in the front. She did one foil, walked away. So we're probably at 20 seconds now. And then I think she came back for a part in the back. She did something in the back for like 10 seconds. So that's 30 seconds now. And then I went over to the bowl. They washed me out. And she came over, said, use N4 or something, a toner or something.
So
walked
they did
away.
color her
So that's
hair.
35 seconds probably. Then they were like, she came over, looked at my color, was like, looks good or something, then walked away. But she's not actually like doing anything. She's just like telling everyone what to do, and she's not actually doing it. I don't know why I feel the need to explain myself. But yeah. Then I will say she cut all of my hair, but it was like 15 seconds. Like she was like, oh, how do you want your hair cut? She put everything in the front, and then she cut it like that, and then she walked away and said, curl her up. She never curled my hair. She didn't style it. I was never asked, how do you want your hair styled? They just put me in rollers and curled my hair and sent me on my way. So, yes, Chrissy cuts hair, does hair, curls hair, but if you're not famous, she doesn't do it for very long. And she did cut all of my hair. She did. She just blended it into my extensions, and it took her, literally, it was so fast. It was so fast. But yes, thank you, Chrissy, for cutting my hair.
I do like not famous 808.
Well, it's just like when you're getting into a reply thing with Gen Z, like, it's tough. It's really
You're
tough.
fighting on their territory, number one.
You're fighting on their territory.
I would be hesitant to get into a reply battle with Gen Z. You know, she's doing the TikTok hand talking.
I know, like Gen Z loves to talk with their.
They always have their.
And they have their layos.
Tick 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 tick. And
Black women, black women.
Tick 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 tick. So
it's so funny that I wonder, like, linguistically, like Gen Z or Gen Z, Gen Alpha has like their communication is like ASMR.
Can I share what the Gen Z gentleman who I had come over to my apartment recently said to me?
Yes, you can share what the Gen Z guy who came to your apartment.
Gentleman
your Gen Z hookup. Listen. Are we comedians in New York or are we not?
She's entering the cougar era.
Listen.
A Gen Z gentleman came over to my apartment. Later Gen Z.
Zillennial. No.
But he's solidly Gen Z, but he's like elder Gen Z.
Elder Gen Z, okay.
Like he wasn't in high school in the pandemic.
Okay,
let's relax.
Microsoft Teams prom, yeah.
Yeah. He saw my Taylor Swift poster and he said the words, I think about it every day. He said, "Aw, chat, Pookie's basic, I fear."
And yeah.
That's 4 memes in a trench coat.
Yeah. Break it down.
Aw, chat. We're talking to chat.
Chat GPT.
We're talking to chat.
Hello, Editor Alise here with a vital clarification to what's being said here. I did relay this bit of the Patreon episode to the Gen Z gentleman in question, and he clarified, and this was also mentioned by Olivia in our Patreon comment section, shout out Olivia, that he's actually not referring to ChatGPT here. Chat in this instance refers to like a live stream chat and the people in the chat section of a live stream. You know, I'm not a native speaker of this language, so I don't get all of the intricacies in the moment. I'm listening, I'm learning, I'm working on my fluency. But just wanted to relay that to make sure that our breakdown of this beautiful sentence is 100% correct.
Wait, hold on. I have to pause. My niece is 9, 10. She texts. You know how she texts? She puts in her phone. She does voice to text. She doesn't have to know how to read.
That's the boomerification of Gen Z.
No, but she's Gen A.
She's Gen Alpha. Wow.
Gen Alpha. Okay. That's how they text. That's how they whatever. She talks in whatever. And then for Christmas, she wrote a really nice handwritten card in Spanish. And then I'm like, I didn't know she could write in Spanish. My sister's like, she Googled it. Google Translate. I'm like,
well, that's beautiful.
They're doing something else. They're doing something else.
So, okay, Aw Chat, Pookie, that's a reference to Pookie and Jet,
yes.
I think, which are like 2 TikTokers. Put a pin in Pookie and Jet. We'll do that at a different time. Pookie's basic. Basic, I feel like, is that's a millennial term. We got that one.
Yeah.
Pookie's basic, I fear. And I think adding I fear to the end of things is
it's very
Gen Z online.
Chat is my therapist.
Yes. So Aw Chat, Pookie's basic, I
fear.
I mean, we're moving the English language forward. I think it's very important to accept new modes of communication. I think it was poetry, frankly.
Yeah.
But I've thought chat Pookie's basic I fear every single day since it came out of his mouth.
It was like when I was telling my cousin about emo pop punk night, he's like really young. He's a mixologist now. But he's like, "Oh, emo music, is that what like the memes are about?"
Yeah.
You know? So
it is.
It is exactly. And then last night I had a Gen Z in my stand-up class, and someone made a joke about Drew Carey. And she's like, "I'm sorry, I don't know who Drew Carey is." Like I Googled it and I figured it out, but I don't know. And I'm just like, well, these are people that we have to share culture with. Anyway, what do you think? So I feel like, okay, so Chrissy's coming in and checking, but it's not giving that she should have charged $4,000. If you were Chrissy, how would you have responded? Because to me, she's doing like the little catty thing. Also, people, again, I can't even get into all the discourse this caused. Everybody, I'm sorry, like influencer, $4,000, like it's just an intersection of shit that pisses people off.
And the price of hair services in general is a huge discourse on TikTok. I am always getting served stuff about hairdressing and this and that and what should it be and if it's a premium service but people can't afford it. That's just a discourse in general. That's literally like bringing up appropriate wedding guest attire, like
or like airplane shit, like
airplane etiquette. Like you are stepping into child-free weddings. You are stepping into a world of discourse.
And people don't know. Also, like, okay, so I had this thing with like onion training or something with like this cohort that I did. And, you know, I'm like, hey, you guys are learning hard skills, but let me tell you some soft skills that might be helpful for you to navigate this industry. And, you know, I just felt like all weekend I was getting little shades of like ChatGPT from like certain people. And like that is something. And I'm just like, hey guys, just so you know, like in other industries, like I know in medicine and in tech, if you're not like, you know, using AI, like you're a loser and you're behind and all this stuff, but that's not what it is in comedy. Like if I were you, I just wouldn't bring up AI at all. I personally use it like XYZ perfectly, like we were saying.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
whatever.
we're using it perfectly.
We're using it perfectly. We made it clear multiple times, but I'm like, I wouldn't use it for anything creative. And also I wouldn't even bring it up at all because it's such a hot button topic. Just like you wouldn't want, like, just like when I meet a nice white person, I never ask who their uncle voted for.
No.
Because that is going to take the conversation in another way. And
tell me about your uncle? No, thanks.
No, I actually don't need to do that. Just like you don't need to know if I use ChatGPT to summarize meeting notes. So,
which is also not crazy.
Thank you, Alise. I'm glad we agreed. So, just to wrap it up, there was this girl, Katie Thurston. She used to be on The Bachelor. And, you know, she brought up this really interesting point that I feel like we can wrap up the topic with.
So if you're anything like me, I am on the Hair by Chrissy / Not Famous drama that's going on. I'm just watching it. This is like real life reality TV for me. I do have some questions though. Two things came to mind right away. One, $4K seems like a lot of money to pay, but you know, with inflation and whatnot, is that the norm? I feel like it's not. But the other thing I noticed, because obviously I'm like now going to her page and I'm like looking and doing research, a lot of these girls are young, very, very young. And in the finance world, there's something called elder abuse, and it's where old people are taken advantage of financially. I feel some kind of way about the demographic of her customers appearing, at least online, to be really young and maybe being taken advantage of. And then, of course, you have this young girl, Not Famous, speaking up for the first time about her bad experience. And if you've been following, Chrissy's losing her shit over it. It's like to the extent of like, girl, like move on. If you're making $4K per appointment, you're fine. This girl is not hurting your business. Like move on. But also like, is this the norm? How are people affording this? I mean,
maybe these people who are coming from like wealthy parents, well-paying jobs. But I feel like even today, like $4K feels like a lot of money. And so my concern is that the opposite of elder abuse, she's kind of taking advantage of maybe younger people. I don't know. I just have no one to talk to about this. So I'm just curious what your opinions are.
I think that that's an interesting point. Yeah, I mean, I do think that it's kind of easy to convince someone, especially a young person that's grown up in this like TikTokified world of celebrity services, like this world where everyone's kind of a celebrity. I mean, it is funny that her handle is not famous 808. Like, I do kind of love that. But like, that it's easy to convince them like, oh no, this is what it costs, or whatever. I think where I come down with Hair by Chrissy is that it's very similar to the Alise Myers conversation that we had on the free feed to me. I just feel like the bar for this famous person to reply has to be like, the review was particularly nasty or very false or like seriously damaging to your business in some kind of way. And even still, I think the fact that she chose to take the like snarky, I'm going to sell a t-shirt tone comes out
Republican.
really shitty. Yeah,
Gilbert, Arizona.
Yeah, it's because I think there's a world where she could have done like a super professional, like, hey, there's a video going around about the experience at my salon. And I just want to give you guys some insight into what it is that I do as the head stylist of a salon that utilizes a bunch of assistants. And like maybe she could go through it that way where she's like, if you book with me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come by and I'm going to do this. I will do your haircut. I will supervise the foils. I'm not going to do the install. Like she could have just like come at it from like truly like a business bitch perspective, had like a super professional tone and been like, maybe I feel bad that this customer thought that the experience was going to be different. And to make sure that nobody ever feels that way, like this is what you're going to get if you book the top tier with me. No, I'm not going to be standing there for your entire thing, but I will be doing da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I think that she could have done that. But the fact that it was just like her sticking her tongue out, doing like little mean, cutesy things. The fact that she posted that girl's before and after, I feel like that is shady. Weird, yeah. The t-shirt is shady. Like, it's just like, this is like a little girl. I encourage you guys to look at this girl because, I mean, you can hear it in her voice, but she's so visibly young. And I'd
be surprised if she's over the 22.
Yeah, maximum 22.
Maximum over 22, but like really she's like 19 or 20.
Yeah.
It just reminded me, of like the grass hole from a few weeks ago where it was like this girl who said that like this French patisserie in Arizona was bullshit. And then the owner clapped back and got like 73 million views or something where the owner's like, here's our flour from Italy. Here's our thing from France. Here are the hardworking people like defending her business. And if she's like, hey, here's like our assistants and here's all the background and here's like exactly what you said.
Right.
But again, she's trying to do this snarky thing and she looks like a bitch. And then it just goes yet again to what like the big thing of this kind of year. And I probably feel like, yeah, this year, including the 2024 election, is like affordability in this country. Why is shit so expensive? And are you going to make fun of people? It's just like at the end of the day, she charges $2,900 or $4,000 because someone's willing to pay it. I think it's fair. Like this girl wasn't that rude. She did say like, I didn't, whatever. Like she was honest. It was damaging to the thing, but it wasn't false. But also like when you start saying 4K hair and stuff, it's like kind of a joke to you that like people are thinking. And also, K-tips, extensions, color, like to get it done by a famous person or celebrity hairstylist or something, like it is costly, it is whatever, but she is charging double, triple what like the standard is. And that's fine but again, she's not even doing that to Ariana Bierman or anybody else. And like, I think it is like she's targeting TikTokers with a young audience too, which is also part of the game. And maybe these girls don't know, like, hey, maybe you don't want to like, it's fine if salon doesn't do TikTok. Like my hair girl, she's great. She doesn't do TikTok. She's like, I can't even fucking handle that. Like, it's a different level. I don't know. So
yeah, I don't know. The tone of the response is what gets me off Hair by Chrissy's side. I think that she could have responded in a more professional way, or simply not responded. Whatever. You're charging $4,000 a service. You're doing just fine. It's fine. But yeah, I mean, I just think of those prices. My biggest thing is like, we should not also be doing extras for the product and all of this shit. I need to know more about why she rejected the extensions that the girl brought in.
She said it in part 2. She said it was like, nah, they only do extensions with her hair. Or it's not good enough or whatever.
Whatever. I mean, I guess like I will have some grace for that in the sense of like, if she has a signature style and she wants to put her name on something, if someone's bringing in like a cheap extension or an inferior extension that she doesn't work with, it's like, well, I don't want this person to go around and be like, I got my hair done at Hair by Chrissy, and then the extensions are like not nasty or like not a nice quality. Like, I guess I get that. I would need to know more about the extensions she brought in.
Yeah, but I feel like that's something where I'm like, she's already paying $3,000. Like, include the fucking hair. Or say, hey, the hair is extra, like, and you have to use our hair, which is not. Most places include the hair, even if you're getting. But obviously it's different. But like standard, like a lot of places include the hair, and then also like they'll say we can only use this hair or whatever. So
yeah, that's just a world I don't know as much about because I've never really done extensions.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Whatever but like. What's wild to me is to charge for the products.
Yeah, the product thing was crazy. I don't even know if you can opt out of not having the products. Like, they just bag it up and give it to her. And she's like, I thought it was going to be free, and they charged me for it at the end. Yeah. And like, then you're going to be like the girl that like is bitching about a $150 extra when it's like, or $200 extra when they're already charging you $4,600 or $4,200. Anyway, so that's Hair by Chrissy. I can see why it went really, again, it's the intersection of all these things that people are talking about in like a perfect storm. And it's also, which another thing that we talk about, another kind of category of grasshole is like shitty owner, or like really, I don't even know if she's shitty, but like aggressive owner. So anyway, that's Hair by Chrissy. Till next time.
Go
touch
grass.
So the update is that, okay, Not Famous 808, she had multiple replies. Chrissy had snarky replies. It went super viral on the internet. Everybody had fucking opinions. And this one different TikTok hairstylist who's based in Texas, and also, she also does extensions. She's also not cheap either. Her extensions are about like $2,600 or whatever. But she invited Not Famous to her salon. She flew her out to Texas to do her hair for free, and then did a 4-part series of installing it and kind of showing everything that Chrissy did wrong, and kind of analyzing and showing why her thing is better. And then she showed the before and after of with Not Famous. And I will say, my opinion, it does look better, and it looks more worth a couple $1,000s than the Chrissy thing. You can see the hair is a lot fuller. The hair's all one cut, so it's just a lot better. So that's the update. We're going to put a clip here.
All right, y'all, let's start the 3-part series on starting the appointment to finishing it. So the first thing I noticed with the install was the top row was completely installed differently than the bottom row. The top had a open bead method. The bottom was a hidden bead method. And I think this stemmed from multiple people working on her hair. So 2 different people installed the top row and bottom row, which is fine if people are going to help. But there's got to be a plan, and y'all have got to execute it in the same manner with the same goal in mind. So I don't think if someone's paying a lot of money for their hair, they should have 2 different methods, bottom and top. Another thing I noticed was the corners were not stitched down correctly. There was a big gap from the last stitch before the final stitch on the corner, and it left a big old gap. So this can be really hard because when your corners aren't laid down right, they get really annoying. So that was just something else I noticed. And then let's go through the color, guys. So she had 160 grams of hair in her head divided into 2 rows. A lot of people on the internet say that that's what people should be wearing on average, but that's not true. Every head is different, and 160 grams, when it's evenly distributed correctly, not just put from ear to ear in the back of the head, it feels different and it feels better. Also, her color, guys, she had a ton of dimension through her natural and no dimension through the extensions. And these are 5-week-old extensions. So for them to be this color already is kind of crazy because normally you're going to get a lot longer wear. I know my extensions last a really long time. They don't fade, but also that can have to do with a lot of factors like your water and styling and, different things too. So the other thing that Not Famous was really wanting to fix was the disconnect from the front to the back of the extensions where you could see like a harsh cutoff. And that comes with placement. The next thing I did see was there was a lot of over direction in the first bead that was pulling back and causing a sore. And also she unfortunately did have a little bit of hair loss, and I'm hoping it comes back since it was pretty fresh. But you can see right there where the over direction was pulling back, and during her shedding, she had a lot of shedding as well. Now, guys, I do want to preface and say this. Her hair looked beautiful. The end result, people were like, man, her hair looks so good. It was pretty. She was being dramatic. Like, you can't say that to a client who's actually wearing them because what the hair looks like on the outside doesn't always match the inside. And so that's like saying, looking at someone's house from the outside and be like, wow, that's a beautiful house, and expecting to walk into something pretty and it's a hoarder or something like not, what you expected. It's the same thing, guys. Our work on the outside needs to reflect the inside of the install. And that's why I preach that my pricing is not just because it looks pretty on the outside. It also looks pretty on the inside, and it maintains the integrity of my client's scalp. That's how they're able to wear more grams and look and be healthier. And so that's one thing that I really want to take and teach is without being ugly and mean. I'm not trying to like sit here and start drama, but I am going to use this as a teaching moment, explaining why I do things the way that I do. And that's okay if you want to do things the way that you do. But don't come to someone else's page like mine, because I get bullied so hard for saying that I have the best method and I think I'm a queen and I think I'm the best. No, I really do know that because the amount of hair I've fixed from quote unquote high-end salons is unreal.
Yeah, the drama continues. I haven't seen Chrissy clap back to Rachel Bynum, Rachel RACHEL _ Bynum BYNUM. I haven't seen Chrissy respond to Rachel, but I will bet that's incoming. So watch that space because the hairstylist TikTok fights, oh boy, they are crazy. Anyway, until next time, go touch grass. Go Touch Grass is created and hosted by Alise Morales and Millie Tamares.
Recording and sound production by My Friend's Basement Studio, and our theme song is by Doug Wydick.